I've got an interesting topic for you today, and it has something to do with marijuana. The legalization of marijuana. Now, I know anyone that's watching this video right now knows what weed is: ganja, the good stuff, Mary Jane, marijuana. You know what it is. It is a recreational drug. They call it a drug. It's a plant. And people have been utilizing marijuana in various forms or types of strands, if you will, for decades now. Now, here in recent years, there have been a couple of states that have legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes. California and Colorado are two of those said states. What's interesting about marijuana is this: somewhere between 2010 2018, there had been a spike in marijuana activity in America and then a decline. But in 2018, there were over 500,000 marijuana related arrests by police, according to the FBI, across America. And did you not also know that 4 out of 10 arrests during that period of time were marijuana related? And did you not also know that black men, to include women, were 4 times more likely to have been arrested for the possession of marijuana than whites? Go figure. I've never smoked marijuana. I've never taken any drugs. I don't drink and I don't smoke. So I am not a proponent or a condoner of smoking marijuana myself. Now, I will say this: from a medicinal standpoint, if people need something to help them have more freedom from pain, and I've heard that marijuana has been used in that capacity to help reduce chronic pain. Even people that I have encountered myself or met, they told me that they actually have a license or a permit for medical marijuana. But listen, anyone that has a level head on their shoulders should know this: all so-called illegal drugs, and marijuana is no different. It's about money. There has never, in fact, ever been a war on drugs in America. What there has been a war on are the people who are the users of those drugs and those who sell those drugs to those users. In other words, the possession and the usage of marijuana has filled prisons. It's a plant. Even though I don't believe in it myself, even though I've never partook, I should say, of it, I don't believe that people should go to jail for possession of marijuana or the usage of marijuana anywhere, period. Police officers are doing what they're paid to do and what they're told to do when they go out and confiscate people possession of that particular substance. In other words, when you have it on your person or in your private place, wherever it might be, they're given directives to arrest you, and then you're fined for the possession and even the usage of marijuana. This should have never ever happened anywhere in the world. And the United States of America is no different. It's a money game, and that's what it's always been about: money. The government basically looks at it from this standpoint. If they can make money from it, they create the crime and they create the solution. It's unfair. And it's a crime to lock people up and warehouse people in prisons for the possession and the usage of a drug. And we're not talking about a drug that they are making unlawfully in a laboratory somewhere and selling it to people and people are falling dead. We're talking about something that comes from the earth. It grows naturally on this planet in various places. You are arresting people, taking them away from their families, and locking them up for many years. That's a sin. So, should marijuana be legalized? This is my view. I don't smoke it, never will smoke it. I've known people, and I know people that come around me in my business. They smell like weed or marijuana all of the time. I probably encounter about 20 to 30 people a day in my business and or around my business and just in public in general that smell of marijuana. Now, is it a crime? That's a legal term, crime. Is it a sin? Has anyone been hurt by it? Is it a habit? For most, it is. I think it's more psychological than anything. It's not something that you can get so addicted to that it causes you to run your car into a wall. Although it could potentially happen. It just depends. It does change your state of mind and put you in some place of euphoric status, if you will. Euphoria. Now, legalization of marijuana, I think they need to stop punishing people for smoking marijuana. Are people going to take advantage of it? The fact that weed could be completely legal one day? I think there's going to be some kickback, because when you make it legal, that means that people that enjoy smoking it for recreational purposes are going to smoke it even more, and it's going to get out of control. But should you go to jail? Should you be fined? No, not at all. Leave the people alone. And that statement is directed towards all of these people that make these laws. Marijuana should be legalized. I hate to use that expression, legalized. The government shouldn't have anything to do with it in the first place. And the so-called legalization in these places like California and Colorado, as I mentioned before, where they have dispensaries for people who have medical issues and who need permits to purchase it, or prescriptions. Now, how is it you can legalize it in these states, but it's not legal from a federal standpoint? It doesn't make sense to me at all. So, my answer is still the same. Don't legalize marijuana unless it's for those people who need it for medicine. But take the word legalization out altogether and just simply leave people alone and let them smoke their marijuana or eat their marijuana and their brownies or their cookies or whatever. Leave them alone. That's what I feel. That's what I believe. Because it's not a crime to smoke marijuana. It is not a sin to smoke marijuana. If you're not hurting another individual, another person, or destroying someone's property, why is it a crime? The answer is it's not. They will find any reason, any purpose to try to extort money from the people, and especially lock you away. That's the even greater sin, the greater crime, is to take your freedom away and to take you away from your children and your family. That was it. And really, that was all. What do you think? Do you smoke weed or marijuana? Do you think it should be legalized? Do you think the people should be left alone? They don't mess with alcohol. They sell that in virtually every neighborhood and community. Grocery store, shopping outlets. You know why they don't mess with alcohol? Can we say lobbyists? Can we say a billion-dollar industry? Multi-billion-dollar industry, alcohol. This is Brother Teacher. Let me know what you think of this subject. Should marijuana be legalized and the people left alone? Take care.